Hello, my name is Jason Chatro, and I'm here today with author Estevan Vega, and we are going to be discussing some things about writing, including his new book, The Forsaken, and really looking forward to this chat. And Estevan, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Jason, for having me, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Well, now, Estevan, tell us a little bit about how you got involved in writing, and what were some of your influences as far as beginning to pursue this?
Okay, well, I've heard from a lot of people that they start writing like 30, or that one guy I know who actually provided an endorsement said he started writing at like 50. So I didn't want to be one of those people, and I kind of first realized that I wanted to be a writer in fifth grade when my teacher at the time assigned us to write these like short stories for class, and they were due like five of them were due a week, and so I was naturally a procrastinator as a kid, and I didn't like it, and so my father kind of sat me down and helped me write my first few short stories, and my teacher started giving me A's, which was really it was unusual to me and very unexpected. And then on top of that, she started reading a few pieces in front of the class, and a regular part of the reading was my stories, and so I was like, "This is awesome." And so eventually, I kind of pulled away from my dad and just started writing my own stuff. And she still kept reading it, and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." And so that's kind of what I wanted to pursue, because I felt, if people can actually hear what I'm having to say, and if they like it, then eventually they'll pay for it one day. So that was the plan. So,
Well, hopefully this plan will work for you here. I know you got
yes,
some. I
fingers,
know.
toes, arms, neck crossed, everything.
Well, I know you got some good stuff. Tell us a little bit about. I guess maybe as you've grown as a story writer, from when you were doing school assignments to now. What are some of the things that you've continued to enjoy about telling stories, or elements of storytelling that you really like as a writer?
I love making people feel, and whatever that entails. Like with my stuff when I write, I try to think of what would move me to tears, or what would move me to joy or heartache, or something that would disturb me or freak me out. Those are the kinds of things that I like to write about, and so that's why I usually write, thrillers, or dark supernatural, or realistic fiction meets psychological dysfunction, or whatever you want to call it, whatever category you want to give it, because I like to write stuff that moves me personally, and so I'm not one who deals with fluff. I don't really like the fluff type of stories. A lot of times I don't even deal with happy endings. I, for me, I love like the whole Twilight Zone um, type of writing, and so Rod Serling and Richard Matheson. I really love them as writers and storytellers, and so that's kind of my genre, or the audience that I'm trying to aim for. And so for me, it's really just making people feel, whatever that means.
Okay, now and your next or your latest project has just been released, The Forsaken. Definitely has some of those elements that you're just mentioning. Very foreboding cover. Read a little bit of the book. Can't say I can finish the whole thing, but what I've read is really good. Can you
Thanks.
talk a little bit about that story? Tell people who are watching what it's about and what they can expect from The Forsaken when they're going to spend a few hours reading you.
Okay, well, basically, the story follows Jude Foster. He's a detective in an unknown city. I left it unnamed so that pretty much anyone from any part of America, or any part of the world, can kind of relate to it. And he's a detective who is really cynical, and he's kind of a jerk. No one really jives with him. Um, but he's the best at what he does in the department. And he's trying to stop a serial killer who can steal souls. And so the whole book, he's trying to stop this quote unquote ghost killer, who always seems to be a step ahead of him. And a cool twist is that he's seen this method of killing before, and so he kind of is familiar with it, but he's still, there's still a large mystery that he doesn't really understand yet, that he's going to, that's going to kind of lead him to discover things about himself that he didn't, that he wasn't able to glean before about himself. So lots of
Awesome.
twists and turns and creeps. So
I love it. Sounds great. Well, tell us, people who are interested in connecting with you, Estevan, how can they find you on the web, on the internet? Tell me all about it. Where can they find you?
okay, well, I have a personal page on Facebook. It's just my name. I also have a like page, so please feel free to like it. It's called We Are Arson, and I also am on Twitter, which is just at Estevan Vega, and my website is estevanvega.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking time to stop by today and to share a little bit about your background and where you're going, and hopefully we'll hear a lot more from you in the future with some of your stuff.
Definitely, dude. I hope so, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Estevan.
All right.